Welcome to WEWIN New. In today's video we're bringing you some of the most horrifying and unbelievable moments ever caught on camera. Make sure you watch till the end and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more. So let's get going. On July 1, 2025, a pyrotechnics storage warehouse operated by Devastating Pyrotechnics detonated in a massive blast, triggering numerous secondary explosions, flattening the building, and igniting an 80-acre wildfire. Fire officials said crews arrived to find a few commercial buildings well involved, along with numerous spot fires and explosions. The explosion shook homes and knocked out power for over 150 customers evacuating. An employee who was alone in the kitchen of a pizzeria in Minas Gerais, Brazil, was surprised by the explosion of a pressure cooker. The entire quadrant where the household appliance was destroyed in a matter of milliseconds. On August 7, 2023, a significant explosion occurred at the Turkish grain-board silos in Derince, Turkey. It was caused by the ignition of wheat dust during the transfer of grain from a ship to the silo. The explosion damaged 13 out of 60 silos, resulting in the loss of approximately 15,000 tons of grain, about 20% of the stored 75,000 tons. In 2016, a hazardous incident occurred at the Norilsk copper plant in Russia when a furnace explosion was triggered by the improper loading of wet materials, violating established safety protocols. The introduction of moisture-laden charge into the high-temperature furnace led to a rapid steam buildup, resulting in a series of explosive reactions. The weather was stormy with thunder and lightning. A bolt of lightning struck a tall building in Vietnam. The accident happened on the bypass road of the city of Irkutsk, Russia. A drunk driver in a passenger car lost control on a turn, flew into the oncoming traffic lane and crashed into a truck. On July 30, 2020, a gas explosion occurred at the Sina Athar Medical Clinic on Shariati Street, Iran. It was caused by a gas leak from medical gas cylinders stored in the clinic's basement. On July 27, 2024, a motorcycle in Sichuan, China, lost control and collided with a fruit stand at the side of the road. The stall overturned as a result of the incident, and a variety of fruit tumbled to the ground. On August 21, 2018, a bus carrying more than 20 people lost control when it reached the railway, crashed into the barrier and lay across the railway in Vietnam. At the time of the incident, a passenger train was about to arrive, so many passengers panicked and rushed out of the vehicle, holding their belongings. Fortunately, the accident did not injure anyone. The front of the bus was damaged and the barrier was broken. Remember, drivers, never attempt to cross if warning lights are flashing or the barrier is down or in motion. A semi-truck crashed at the entrance of the Lowry Tunnel, Minnesota on May 31, 2025. Truck was hauling ammunition. The damage and debris also went into the eastbound lanes of traffic. The bridge collapsed while 4 yellow CAT machines were drilling into the foundations to break away the middle section during a demolition in Israel. It happened on November 15, 2014 in Saransk, Russia. A KAMAZ truck rushing through an intersection at high speed knocked down a car. Thankfully, everyone is all right. A sudden and powerful explosion of a Gazelle vehicle catching bystanders off guard and sending debris flying across the area before emergency services quickly responded to the scene.
Sai daí! Ai, Deus! Meu Senhor! Me ajuda, por favor! Panela de pressão,
Always read the user manual specific to your pressure cooker model to understand its features and limitations. Ensure the pressure has dropped completely before attempting to open the lid. Fortunately, both of them are safe. In Shaoyang, China, the incident was captured on camera on August 6, 2024. After an incident with a moving car, the man amazingly lands on the car. A car crash happened at Heatherton Road, Noble Park, Victoria, just close to the shopping centre in Australia. A female abruptly rushed out onto the road and slowed down with her foot. Luckily, the bus driver avoided the collision by swerving in time. This is how a device responds when a woman tinkers with it. A runaway horse, having broken free from its handler, dashed uncontrollably into a busy roadway and collided with an oncoming car. Following a period of heavy rain in Venezuela, saturated soil weakened the structural integrity of a retaining wall, causing it to suddenly collapse and topple onto a parked car below. During a harsh winter storm with snow blanketing the road and reducing traction, a skilled driver managed to steer his car deftly out of the path of an oncoming truck, avoiding a catastrophic collision. The men pushed the car with his bare hands to create a large room because there was not enough space to drive the tricycle out of the parking lot. A Chinese EV SUV started a fire by itself while parked. Seems these are daily, even hourly incidents in China. On December 26, 2014, a controlled demolition attempt in Sevastopol, Crimea, aimed at bringing down a 16-story illegally constructed building, did not go as planned. The initial explosion caused the structure to sink approximately 2 floors and lean at a 20-degree angle toward the sea.
Подрыв здания 16-этажки.
The demolition team had reportedly used a limited amount of explosives to minimize potential damage to nearby properties. Given the building's location in a densely populated area, this cautious approach led to the incomplete collapse, leaving the building partially intact and leaning. While driving on a rain-slicked road, the car suddenly began to hydroplane, losing traction as its tires skimmed across the water's surface, causing the driver to momentarily lose control of the vehicle. Here is an impressive storm on October 4, 2019 at Pow and Rubber Supply in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It occurred on November 12, 2014, in Odessa, Russia. At a controlled intersection, a Toyota moving straight collided with a passenger car turning left. The impact caused the latter to change its trajectory and crash into a truck. The man was thrilled to receive fantastic results after correctly predicting the fish's jump direction. The lightning struck the terraced house on Banbury Street in Stoke-on-Trent, England, on September 21, 2024. Firefighters and police were called to the scene before evacuating neighbors. On May 19, 2022, a merging accident happened at the Namamugi Junction on the Shuto Expressway in Japan, where a vehicle attempting to merge collided with another at high speed. A collision between a truck and a bus occurred in Guizhou, China on July 12, 2024. After the impact, the truck overturned on the road, while the bus broke the barrier and plunged down a steep embankment. The truck driver may have been speeding and careless. The 22-wheeler was traveling downhill when the driver brake failed and crashed into other vehicles in Samut Prakan, Thailand on September 22, 2024. The chain reaction collision is said to have caused traffic congestion that stretched for miles. The accident in Hoa Binh Province, Vietnam. The sugarcane truck lost control while turning, causing the vehicle to crash through the barrier and roll down the cliff. A coal truck overturned when a landslide swept down a road in Shanxi, China on September 8, 2024. Fortunately, a white car passing by the area escaped just seconds before the landslide struck. The truck driver climbed out of the vehicle with the help of passers-by and was not injured.
Oh, you think you're gonna get away?
A car that was fleeing from state troopers at high speed crashed into the side of a semi-trailer on Interstate 15 in Utah, bringing the dangerous pursuit to a sudden halt before 4 individuals from the fleeing vehicle were taken into custody by law enforcement officers. On March 23, 2023, in Shanxi, China, during a rainy and slippery day, 3 large trucks lost control within 1 minute, with their front ends swerving and sliding down the slope. This scared the elderly man so much a car reversed out of its driveway at full speed without checking for coming traffic and was immediately struck and totaled by a passing semi-truck which failed to stop at the scene. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. A man miraculously walked away unscathed from a severely twisted and mangled car following a dramatic accident. He is truly the luckiest man alive. Man, the list of works on loading cargo includes its securing in a vehicle. An accident occurred in Punjab, India, when the truck driver suddenly slammed on the brakes without warning, causing a chain reaction that led to a collision between a car following behind and a camper traveling in the same lane. Keeping a safe distance gives you more time, more control, and more peace of mind. It's one of the simplest but most effective habits for staying safe on the road. A Honda abruptly cut off a semi-truck while traveling on Interstate 15, causing a collision that left the truck damaged and then fled the scene without stopping. On June 8, 2025, a semi-truck that was reportedly speeding lost control and overturned while traveling on Highway 3 near Princeton, Canada. Semi-drivers need to slow down on this very steep stretch of road. Luckily, no one was coming up the hill from the Princeton side. On July 18, 2024, in China, a traffic accident occurred when 3 people were sitting at the doorstep eating. They were almost hit by a truck. On December 16, 2024, a crash happened on the southbound 405 freeway near Nordhoff Street in North Hills, North Carolina, resulting in traffic delays. Cane trains cannot swerve and cannot come to a quick stop. It can take more than 1 kilometer for a fully laden cane train to come to a complete stop. So road users approach all cane rail crossings with caution, obey all signs and signals, and always give way to cane trains. On the morning of June 7, 2025, a truck experienced a sudden brake failure while traveling at speed, which caused the driver to lose control and ultimately led to a collision with multiple vehicles in Taiwan.
我是第一台，你知道吗？我知道。
The truck driver, whose erratic driving quickly drew the attention of everyone nearby, ultimately lost control of the vehicle and slammed into the median strip. Fortunately, no other innocent vehicles were involved in the accident. Who is to blame here? Let me know your opinion in the comments below.
比较边缘。
In Russia, August 6, 2013, the driver of a passenger bus stopped completely before the crossing, but for some reason did not wait for the train to pass and continued on his way. There were 6 passengers on the bus. No one was hurt.
Ой! Ну все, Витя, писец.
Happened near Narayana College in Hayatnagar, India, on May 21, 2025. The car was traveling at high speed when it suddenly lost control and crashed head-on into a truck. There were 4 people in the car, all of whom were college students. The small truck in front failed to activate its right turn signal while making a turn, which gave the following driver no time to react, ultimately resulting in a rear-end collision. Despite the quick reaction and best efforts to maintain control, the truck was unable to stop in time to avoid crashing into the other vehicle. Dashcam footage captured on Tonkin Highway near Perth Airport in Australia on February 4, 2025 showed a vehicle attempting to merge into an adjacent lane without sufficient clearance, which directly led to a collision with another vehicle already merging that lane. The man on the motorbike turned left without looking, forcing the taxi driver to swerve sharply to avoid a collision, which caused the car to lose control and overturn into a roadside field. The taxi driver was partly at fault for driving too fast. A biker cut in front of the car and then slowed down, causing the motorbike to skid on the road, causing sparks to fly off. There were no injuries. A car crashed into a parked vehicle at high speed on a snowy road, highlighting the importance of driving slowly and carefully in winter conditions to maintain control.
Посигналить нужно. Твою мать. Было все хорошо.
The moment of the accident on Marpasadsko Highway in Cheboksary was captured as the vehicles collided unexpectedly, drawing immediate attention from other drivers. Limited driving technology, while increasingly advanced and helpful in reducing driver workload, should never be relied upon as a substitute for attentive, hands-on driving. Drivers must remain fully alert. The Mazda driver ran over a temporary road sign that was lying on the road for some reason. As a result, he lost control of the vehicle and collided with a car moving on the same road. Only the cars were damaged in this case.
Машина наша цела?
The consequences of running a stop sign extend beyond potential collisions. Legal penalties can have serious ramifications for your driving record. A vehicle pulled out from a stop sign into traffic which caused an accident. Happened in South Carolina. Despite the gusts howling around them, they chose to ignore the warning signs and ended up putting themselves in a situation that could have easily been avoided. This is the hair-raising moment a reporter stands on a military runway as attack helicopters take off inches from her head. A swollen iPhone battery suddenly bursts into flames caught on camera. Luckily, man was able to put out the fire. Never opening a pressure cooker without emptying the pressure. A massive explosion detonated right in front of everyone, engulfing the road in a blinding flash of fire and smoke, shaking the road violently as shards of debris scattered in all directions. This fire was started in a shed being used to charge and store several lithium batteries. A powerful storm hit Pattaya Choi Beach in Thailand on October 4, 2023. The steel roof was blown off during a storm in China. On February 6, 2023, an earthquake occurred in southern Turkey near the northern border of Syria. Entire towns were reduced to rubble with significant damage.
تفرج ابو احمد هذا جسر كامل وقع فوق السيارات.
Wow, his guardian angel just pulled the emergency brakes hard. A car suddenly veered off the road and crashed right into the front of a local bakery, leaving startled employees frozen. Russia's oil pumping station exploded on March 19, 2020, damaging infrastructure and igniting a fire. A blowout at a drilling rig is the sudden and uncontrollable release of oil and gas from a well during drilling, often caused by pressure control system failures. On July 27, 2021, a powerful storm with strong winds and relentless waves battered the coastline, ultimately causing a house situated right next to the sea to collapse and be swallowed by the raging waters. The glamorous Miss Thailand hopefuls were taking part in the competition in Chiang Mai, Thailand, as a suspension bridge made from ropes collapsed. Watch as crews knock down what's left of the old Pink after the fire. He probably thought others didn't have a dash cam and decided to commit insurance fraud. This tugboat is Escambia County's newest artificial reef and expected to be a popular offshore fishing and diving destination.
Thank you.
Maybe we aren't ready for drone delivery. This one dropped through the windshield. Passengers on Bangkok's Chao Phraya River cruise crouch down to avoid the bridge as water level is higher than usual. I cannot imagine how awful it would be to just lose everything without warning. Honestly, pretty impressive reaction time and braking skills. That could have been so much worse. crazy deer invited himself into the living room while a child was watching cartoons.
Kurwa!
Rainy roads can turn any drive into a slip and slide if you're not careful. A severe storm brought rain, hail and strong wind gusts reaching 93 miles per hour, downing trees and power lines and damaging homes and buildings in Spain.
Se cayó el árbol ese se rompió recién, no.
La moto, dejaron la moto ahí.
Igual.
Yo cerré todo.
Bueno.
The ceiling collapsed at a supermarket in Hurstville, New South Wales, on March the 7th, 2022, as severe thunderstorms brought flash flooding to the Sydney area.
Oh my God, look at that, man. Oh, wow, wow.
One wrong move sent the entire stack toppling over, realizing they had just turned their workday into an absolute disaster. The majority of the building has now collapsed, however. Fire crews are still battling the fire, bringing in water from every nearby source.
For real? Yo, it's going down.
The finish line is here. Don't forget to give us a like button and share your road encounters in the comments. And don't miss the video on the right side of the screen. See you soon.